Thank you for the wonderful example that you have set and for your activism. And it even means that much more to receive this recognition that's named in honor of Raul Julia, who was a trailblazer, who opened so many doors for so many other people, who continues to inspire all of us from a younger generation and shows those who are aspiring to go into Hollywood or into the media that they can succeed, that they can reach their dreams. So thank you for that. I also, of course, want to say gracias and thank you to Felix. Felix, I think it's fair to say there's nobody quite like Felix Sanchez in Washington or in our country. I want to thank you, and I want to thank the board of NHFA for their steadfast advocacy and their reaching out to provide opportunity to the students and others that are coming up in the industry. I also want to note that I think Jimmy Smits and Isai Morales, two of your co-founders, have played the president before. So I may have to ask them for some pointers. I have a feeling they would do it a little bit more suavely than I would. You know, Jimmy has the height, and Isai has that damn gray hair that just looks so good on him, man. I have neither of those. I also want to congratulate my fellow honorees for their talent and the way that they are inspiring so many others and using their voices. It is wonderful to see. My brother Joaquin and I, Joaquin, of course, is the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus this year. I'm so proud of my brother, which I don't get to say enough. But Joaquin and I grew up, like I bet a lot of you did out there, hungering to see ourselves reflected more on the screen. And having that feeling, that rush of emotion when we saw Edward James Olmos in Stand and Deliver, or in American Me, or Sonia Braga, or Isai Morales, or Jimmy on The West Wing. And it just made you believe that, look, you could do those things too. For us, it wasn't going to be acting, but that we could reach for our dreams and get them. And, you know, Joaquin and I grew up with our mother and our grandmother. Our grandmother had come from Mexico when she was a little girl and worked as a maid, a cook, and a babysitter, raised my mom as a single parent. Our mom raised us as a single parent. And just to think that 2 generations after my grandmother got here as a 7-year-old orphan to this beautiful country, 2 generations later, one of her grandsons is the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus in the United States Congress, representing the area that she came to, and the other one is here, running for president of the United States of this country. So, y'all will be glad to know that I found some good Mexican food in Iowa. And the other day, I found this restaurant that calls itself Hondurican, Puerto Rican food and Honduran food in Columbia, South Carolina. Believe it or not, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. And we need to be everywhere on film and in TV and in the arts, because the Latino community is a tremendously talented community. I don't have to tell you, you know that better than I do. From the performing arts, the visual arts, music, in every single way, such a creative, brilliant community. And so I want to thank this organization and each and every one of you for what you're doing to allow the expression of that talent to take place in every medium. I also want to challenge you to keep going, to keep pushing. As several people here have said before, this is in many ways the best of times and the worst of times for the Latinx community in the United States. More people graduating from high school, more people going to college. We see more people from the Latino community that have a doctor or another title by their name. People opening up small businesses. But we also have kids in cages, sleeping on floors with Mylar blankets. We have leadership that is determined to turn us into the other, determined to make us seem un-American when our parents and grandparents have served in war. They've started businesses. They've taken care of their family. They're people of deep faith. They have reflected everything that has helped build up this nation that we know is so special. And it takes your voice in every single way, whether you're in public service or you're in business or in a nonprofit or in the arts, in entertainment, to use your voice to push back however you can. I want to challenge you to continue to do that. As for me, I'm going to keep having that Mexican food in Iowa and the Puerto Rican food in South Carolina, and keep speaking up and fighting for the most vulnerable. My first trip after I announced for president wasn't to Des Moines or to Manchester, New Hampshire. It was to San Juan to tell the people of the island of Puerto Rico that we're thinking about them, that we will not let them down. No more separating families, no more little kids in cages. We believe in the power of immigration and have a completely different view of how we should do it. And I believe, just like Raul Julia chased his dreams and reached them, that we're going to reach ours in this community. I believe that on January 20th, 2021, on the White House lawn, we're going to get to say adios to Donald Trump and usher in a new era in the United States of America. Gracias, Felix. Thank you very much, NHFA. Keep it up.